In this video, I'm going to show you how I publish my podcast to YouTube with very little extra work. So in this particular case, my wife and I recorded an episode on this Zoom H4n. It's not even the pro version. I bought this used on eBay like a year ago for under $100. So you can get a lot of great, this was kind of beat up too. So we recorded on here, have a couple microphones, and basically I want to master the audio. I don't do any editing. We just master the audio and get it over to YouTube. But the cool thing is there's a great interface that we can use that makes it a lot easier, a little bit faster to upload to YouTube without any additional work once you set it up. So it's using a tool called Auphonic, and I'm already logged in here, and there's a couple little things you have to set up, but basically you go to productions and you'll see all these others that I have published and mastered up there as well. And we recorded an episode on Tiger King because we've been binging the show like many people. So I just click on new production here. The preset I have, you can set up multiple presets. Some of them I just want to clean up the audio on a video. Other times I want to have an intro and an outro played, and other times I don't need an intro and an outro. This one does not need an intro and an outro, so I just called it regular and remove noise and upload to YouTube. So all I need to do is hop over to my file, and I can drag it over. So bonus, Tiger King, episode 3 and 4. So we talk about episodes 3 and 4, and this is, from the H4n SD card, which is sitting in my MacBook right now. So just drag it over. By default, it'll name it something fine. I don't need an intro and an outro in this case. By the way, all the documentation on Auphonic is very good. So it's very easy to set this up. I have an output file. You can choose the format, the bit rate, the the file name, suffix, and so on. So all this is fine. And publishing to external services. So it goes to 2 places, but I could set it up to get pushed to other places. So I go to Google Drive, so my virtual assistant can get to it and publish the actual podcast episode. But I do like it to go to YouTube. So it also goes to YouTube. You have to log in, set up certain things. You can change privacy settings and all that kind of stuff. And you just add more services. There's many different services that you can add. As far as the audio algorithms, this is the mastering. So it removes hum, it levelizes everything. So basically all I have to do is drag the file over. Everything else is set up already. I don't have to do anything to it. And I can hit start production, and it's like, hey, here's how much credit you have. And then you can upload the file and start production. So we will start production here. And while it is uploading, because this is just going to take a second here, I have Longmont, Colorado internet, so it's really extremely fast. Let's just look at the pricing while we're sitting around waiting. So you can get 2 hours of free audio processing per month, but it's relatively inexpensive. I think I pay for 9 hours per month, and if I ever need to buy a little bit more, you can buy just one-time credits. So we recently moved to this new home. This is my new office here, and I was recording a lot ahead of time. So I bought, $12 more, which equals 5 more hours of processing because I was shooting episodes a little bit further out in the future. So with that said, it takes a second to process here. So we'll just pause. 2 minutes went by, and you'll see I went back to the production screen, and this is where we're at now. It's done. It literally only took 2 minutes, and I will click on this, and I'll show you what it does. So you have the ability to download the episode right here. I also have the links to the external services, so you can see like over on the YouTube side. I'll show you that in a second. Boom. So they're still processing it, but basically what happens is it just uploads a thumbnail. So typically it'll just show the thumbnail. You could put whatever you want in there. In my case, I just use my podcast thumbnail. And funny thing, people listen to podcasts on YouTube as like a YouTube or sorry, as like a podcast player. They just listen to it. They don't want to see anything. I publish videos and the audio for the same video, so you can publish these things multiple times. You know, you don't want to mislead people or anything like that, but it's a pretty cool way to repurpose content. The big thing is you can see here, the levels are a little bit off. My wife doesn't really get close to the microphone, so she's a little quieter when she's talking, but it levels everything out. It removes any hum or noise. We typically use, I don't have a microphone right next to me. There's one behind me up there, but we're using like the Shure SM58, I think it is, or is it 57? 57, 58, doesn't matter. Anyway, we're using just like pretty standard workhorse microphones. Those are, you know, under $100 typically, and I bought a used set of them off of eBay as well. They were lightly used. You can't even tell that they were touched at all. Anyway, this is how I publish my podcast to YouTube. I also master the audio, and it literally most of the time just takes me 30 seconds. I drag the audio file over, put it into Auphonic. It does all the mastering, and then it goes to YouTube. I could download the file here and hop over to my podcast website, The Doug Show, and then I can play it from there or upload it, publish the file, all that stuff. So this is how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. This is just an awesome tool. It's a very good tool.